Hello, fellow trainees. My name is Kimberly Sims. Most people call me Kim. I prefer Kim. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I've been doing parts. So I did the short little, I showed my yoga room that I love and adore, and I spend a lot of time here, and my name and where I'm from. But this video, I wanted to be a little bit longer and um, connect with who I am a little bit more. But I wrote notes because one of the things that I love to do is talk. I love talking, I love telling stories. And oh, my kitty, I have two. So one kitty's here, so I get bonus points, right? Isn't that a thing? And she's not coming over here by me. Okay, I see you. I see you. So yes, I have a tendency to tangent. I can do that. So I wrote notes, so I can, really express and express who I am and all the good stuff. So I'm a mother of four. I have two sons and two daughters. My oldest will be 19 in August, and my youngest is 7. I have a 16-year-old daughter in between there, and 14-year-old son. Boy, girl, a boy cat, and a girl cat. So very balanced, and I have I'm very connected to both my masculine and feminine energy. I am an entrepreneur. I have an LLC called The Pleasured Mom, and it's all about inspiring and motivating people to parent from a place of pleasure as opposed to frustration, anger, narcissism, and martyr. I do a podcast on the adventures of parenting from a place of pleasure, and I enjoy that. I'm also an inspirational speaker, published author. Those are the book that I am published in. And I'm also a professional claircognizant empath. Very woo-woo. I'm sitting right now in front of my altar. But again, I'm just grateful to be a vessel. And I love that work. And I love that work the most, probably. Very recently, I've designed a program called The Art of Selfing, and it's all about cultivating and creating a daily plan and practice. It's more appropriate, a daily practice of self-care, self-intimacy, and self-love. And I not only am the haircut president, I'm a member. No, I have, these are tried and true tools in the art of selfing. And and something that I am known for a lot, especially on like Instagram and Facebook, social media outlets, is being a strong advocate for pleasure and different unique ways of expressing and drawing pleasure into you. I've 10-year and counting revolutionary of the School of Womanly Arts, and I am one of the top pleasure researchers for the last 10 years. I do a lot of pleasure research, which led me to my own mode and method of yoga called Bringing Sacredness to Nakedness. I practice naked, and I highly encourage you to do the same. But bringing sacredness to nakedness, my mission is to change the way people think about their naked bodies, to know and to celebrate that we are divine by design. And that, yeah, I understand we can be naked and vulnerable, but there's also room to be naked and invulnerable. And so I create that container where you can feel safe, loved, and free to practice yoga naked and presence of others and witness in your healing and divine connection, because there's an altar there. And wherever there's an altar, there's so much beautiful energy that comes and goes, that both absorbs and is exchanged in the ether. So that is my longing and desire, is just for us to love our bodies. So it's this triggering into an awakening for body approval. And yoga, my favorite subject. I can talk about yoga all day long. I've been practicing for 20 years. And yes, it is consistent, because for me, yoga is not just about what you physically do. It's not just about asana. There goes my Stormy. It's not just about the asana, but it's also about the body and the mind and the breath. Pranayama, especially now, right? So I have consistently practiced asana and other forms of yoga where you are, where your whole state of being is uplifted. Which brings me to my greatest desire for yoga professionally, is to get my 500 hours and to be able to incorporate yoga and sequencing for people and for their health and wellness. Some of my most difficult times on this journey of life, I've came back to who and what I am through yoga, through meditation. And so being able to offer that and serve in the world in that way is my biggest desire. I do believe, after coming from a bout of depression, anxiety, PTSD, by way of meditation and yoga, and having a regular meditation and yoga and affirmation practice, that it can literally, it can change your total life and save your life as well. And then as a personal, in my own personal practice as a student, oh, handstand gang! I want to do a handstand, y'all. And it is so, like, I'm calling myself out. It is so egoic and vain. I'm 46 years old. I already told you, I almost got a 20-year-old son, 4 children, right? 46 years old. My supported headstand, I learned after 40. And it was really me saying, I want to do this. This is really cool. I want to do it. And I did. My 7-year-old is a gymnast. She's on a professional team. And she does things because she has no fear. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me try this no fear thing. So my first headstand was after 40, after 4 children. And if I could do it, I could do that, then I know I can do any and everything that I set my mind to. So yeah, I want to do a handstand, even if it's just like, you know, not even part of this whole thing. I want to do a handstand. And last but not least, I am already a yoga instructor. I've been teaching, I'm a registered experienced yoga instructor with Yoga Alliance, and I have been since 2009. My first certification was in Bikram. I'm one of those crazy ass Bikram yogis, and I do curse. I don't hear a lot of cursing. I'm wondering if I'm in the right place, because I do curse a lot. I think it has something to do with having a 7-year-old, because I don't really get to say things, you know, uncensored around her. So if I get around a bunch of adults, yeah, you're going to get a little shit ass, you know, damn. But yes, I'm one of those crazy ass, you know, Bikram yogis, and met his crazy ass, and yeah, it's all true. It's all true. So I got my Bikram certification in 2009, and I got my Vinyasa certification 2015, I do believe. Yeah. So I've been teaching yoga, not as long as I've been practicing for 20 years, and teaching for over 10 years. Yeah. And the only time I've really had a big delay in not teaching is now because of COVID, and I teach naked yoga. And so clearly, that might be a conflict of interest in a pandemic to teach naked, but we're coming back. We're coming back. I will be bringing sacredness to nakedness again. Anyway, so I've been teaching yoga since 2009 with Bikram and 200-hour. This will be added on to that 300-hour and eventually 500-hour. I have never gone abroad for a teacher training. I want to go to Bali, Costa Rica, and I want to do that all immersed